gotta let this go, man.
Alright, we are officially live on Twitch.
Alright.
So we're just gonna wait a couple minutes for everybody to,
trickle in.
Yep.
Oh.
Wait, sorry, is it Itty Bitty Litty Committee?
That's what it is currently.
For December 17th.
You gotta say it right for the intro. It's important.
No, I was doing it for Facebook, but I'll do it for the.
But
also that's important
hey,
too.
for your intro there, remember don't say the comic thing.
Yeah, no, I'm taking it out.
Gotcha.
And it's also last broadcast of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't
For the
open
record.
my eyes right now.
Fine.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Man,
If you guys can see me right now, I'm looking at my screen like my fucking name is Popeye.
if you can see anything right now, you can see anything.
Damn.
Yeah.
I have truly been having a ride in just getting done with my semester, so that's been fun. But I'm free. It's over. I'm okay. I'm gonna tell you, my next semester is gonna be mostly fine. There are only 2 courses that matter. But do you want to know what class I found that I can take for 3 real life college credits?
Go
Please
ahead.
do tell.
The Bible and Introduction.
Don't please, honestly.
For
Don't,
3 real college credits. I've already read the Bible. This will be fine.
I know, but like, dude, even as me taking religion class, I was like, bro, some of these people, yeah, like.
My
What if
fingers
I just
crossed
show up with the deliberate atheist persona? It could be so funny.
I have my
I'm
fingers
here to-
crossed for ghost busting, but okay.
Fuck.
If there was a real course for ghost busting, I would already be in it.
Listen, if there's a course for ghost busting, I'd smuggle my way into fucking college for this.
You wouldn't even have to smuggle your way in, honestly. If it's a big enough lecture, you just walk in and no one will ask questions.
Like, you're 22? Yeah.
Well, you don't
I
have to be
belong
young. There's lots of older people in college. It's a whole thing.
This is
Like,
true.
I've been in classes with people in their 50s, and you're like, all right.
Yeah, you must be a late bloomer.
It's never too late to get an education, TM.
I guess.
Except
so.
it's also stupid expensive, so get fucked, education.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Anyway. I'm gonna be a little bit rambly tonight, boys. Sorry in advance.
Yo, that's
That's
totally
okay.
fine. We gotta get some content out of this.
I'm super
We will have so much-
laid
Rona.
back. And I got a fear for my life because as of Saturday, I go back into the incubation tube that is known as I'm scared as shit.
Understood.
It'll be fine. We all got this. We're gonna have a good day. Oh, I bought a
Um,
sword because I was really sad.
You're
Oh.
living your persona. You see, you're becoming the character in my book. Yes.
In my defense, it was $45 plus shipping, and I decided I could swing $45 plus shipping for a sword.
That's astounding.
So I got told, I don't know if I said this last week or not, last time I was talking to you guys, but apparently if I bring home a metal sword, that's just it for me here.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, you're game over at that point.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
just
you live in
dunzos.
your family live in a pacifist house. You just can't have one.
No, it's just a step too far. Like, my room's full of collectibles. Like, I built myself a studio, but like a metal sword, that's a step too far.
I guess
Damn.
so. I mean, just get a lightsaber if you like one, man.
He already has a lightsaber.
Well then, there you go.
Right,
man.
but that one's from like the prequels, based on the numbers
Yeah.
that I can find on it.
The
but,
ones now
like,
that you
if-
can get straight out of Disney that light up and make all the sounds.
No. I'm gonna pay $400, get a really fucking nice one that's not Disney brand.
Get a
I
nice
guess
custom
That's gonna be
lightsaber.
like 4 times as fucking bright.
Shit.
I suppose.
Listen, if
'Cause
I'm
I
gonna
do
Speaking of
splurge-
things online.
Mhm.
Nope, continue. I will interrupt you if you let me. Keep talking.
and like get a special like hanger and hang it on my wall. That was the end of my thought.
Okay.
Okay.
Just speaking of things that you can order online for stupid amounts of money, Austin's Christmas gift was last seen in Miami, while Beastie and Shino's Christmas gifts have crossed the border and are in Canada.
Oh, so have mine. They're probably gonna show up like sometime next week, 2 weeks from now, maybe.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I know we're live, but do we want to talk about it anyway and what our plan might have to be for that?
Yeah, we can. You don't matter to me.
Wait, talk about what?
Well, since Table's gifts
Oh
are
yeah.
currently MIA,
Mm-hmm.
but we all have gifts to open currently.
Mm-hmm.
Would we like to just open them like this weekend?
Yeah.
What? I'd be interested in too. So
I'm a hard traditionalist, and I will wait until Christmas Day. Thank you.
Well,
Valid.
it's just that Christmas Day is going to be busy for a bunch of us, so I figure,
busy.
get a little
How about I
early
one
in.
up y'all and suggest we do that on Christmas Eve if we're not doing anything?
Yeah, because may I raise you? Next Thursday is Christmas Eve.
Mhm.
We could stream us opening our gifts live, or we could just open our gifts together on voice call. Either way,
Probably that one.
Yeah.
I'm not fussed either way.
I think it's less working because this is the last broadcast. So
Thank you, Tori B.
Valid.
Yes, the traditional way and on Christmas Eve. Yes.
See, like, I raised you there, Tori B. Things kind of happen on Christmas Eve, I'm a busy guy.
Spare
Are you?
30 minutes of your time.
For the
one gift-
Christmas spirit.
Yeah, it's one gift per each of us, man.
I don't think I got Christmas.
And that's assuming mine come out of the ether before then.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours come out of Canada Post's asshole.
God knows when that will occur. Which I'm really salty about because I feel okay about those gifts. And I'm like, yeah, those are decent gifts.
They will show up in time. I
sure
have
they
stuff
are.
on the way too, and it's just like, you know what? I get what's going on because the Backstreet pandemic is crazy as shit. Tickets keep selling out, even more so now. The show must go on. So things are a little backed up. Yes.
Uh-huh.
There's a rule in place.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Indeed.com.
You said the phrase.
Oh no,
Oh.
you're right. We mostly talk about the Backstreet Boys. It's fine. We cool.
Oh, that's again.
Wait,
That's two.
is it?
That's two.
Wait,
That's two.
hold on. Wait, no. Hold on. I'm confused. What do we do again when that happens?
Oh.
Do we have to sit
You-
back? Like,
Yeah,
is that what
you
we
need
do?
to drink some more of your
We have
popcorn,
to
my
take
guy.
a step back.
You have to
Enjoy
drink some more.
ourselves.
You have to.
wait,
drink
all
some
of us
more
have to do it, or is it just
You
one
have
of
to
us?
drink. No, this is a
Okay,
game we're
That's what
playing. It's all of us.
doing it.
Ah.
We could consider that a party foul, if you will.
Correct.
So we have to, God damn. Okay. Well, I've got. If this is the case, I'm going to need 2 more at least.
2 more
Go ahead.
pops. Yes,
I might
sir.
have to run down.
Right?
No, well, I mean, sorry, I meant like another to refill. My bad. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Guys, enjoy your Kool-Aid.
I love Kool-Aid.
I love Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah.
All right, Beastie.
Okay, that was
you've
really
got-
good.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh no. Okay, so as you can tell, this is very much a loosey-goosey edition of the Itty Bitty Litty Committee.
Do you want me to? Intro
Yes,
it?
please.
All right. Welcome to our live discussion, the Itty Bitty Litty Committee. I'm Beastie Boy.
I'm Table.
I'm Red.
And it is I, Shino Brando.
And tonight we'll be discussing some recent news, or past news, from across the multiverse, live from video games, anime, comics, and more. And also stay hydrated and have fun with us for the last broadcast of the year.
Yo, 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 yo.
So the game we're playing tonight, those listening, and those in our chat, is anytime you mention the thing that kept us all at home this year. You got to be creative in how you talk about this.
YouTube will kick our ass over this. Please be kind.
Well, not YouTube, the platform we're currently on, the purple one.
Oh, will it?
Absolutely.
Oh, I didn't realize they had problems with it too. Cool. Good
They
to know.
do.
Everything hates us.
Yep.
So the idea is that
Mm-hmm.
you drink some more of your Kool-Aid
Understood.
every time you mention it. You got to get creative
I
in how you
may
talk about it.
I may need to go get more Kool-Aid in a bit. We're
So
gonna see.
with that in mind and the rules set in place, who wants to go first?
Mm.
Not I.
You know what?
I think it's
I
Red's
guess-
turn to go first.
Oh,
Oh.
is it?
Yeah, I went
It sure
first
might
last
be.
time, so now it's Red's turn.
Yeah,
Oh.
That's how this
rotation.
works.
We
Yeah.
can do that. Okay.
We've got a rule, damn it.
Thank you for
Alright.
abiding by the rules, table. You're my favorite member. Did I tell you that?
Oh my
Hell yeah.
god.
God, she knows all the rules but
The
can't
same
decide when to show
I got
up
in
on time.
elementary school. Fuck that. Yeah.
God, she knows all the rules but can't decide when to show up on time.
Don't worry about it.
Anyway, so the thing I want to talk about from the past year is all the amazing comic books we've had. Now, those that have been around a while know that this is my medium of choice. This is the thing that where my head swims for hours and hours every day. And so some of the comics that we've highlighted here in just our news segments and also the segment at the very end of our show where we talk about, talk our way through a comic that just came out that week. We talked about some extremely cool comics. We talked about Marvel's Indigenous Voices, a comic that was solely put out so that way those of Indigenous heritage and of the First Nations can have their start in the comic industry and give the characters that are of those descendants and of that nationality time in the sun that they don't usually get. Shino, tell me when the last time you saw a Proud Star book was.
Oof. I'm gonna throw a dart and just say like the 90s even, and that's even if.
Yeah. So for Marvel to give the opportunity to a whole bunch of indigenous people was awesome. In fact, Table and I had the opportunity to go to one of our local comic book stores and get them to sign one of the artists, one of the cover artists. My apologies. Whew, too much Kool-Aid already.
That kind of night.
Yeah.
It is that kind of night.
Yeah, and we had the opportunity to have that cover artist actually sign the book.
It was kind of great.
That was
Mhm.
pretty cool.
I did get mistaken for a tag-along girlfriend, I think, which was a little bit unfortunate given that we both are very clearly pretty gay. But,
Some other things. The return of the Milestone universe. A thing nobody saw coming.
No.
We all kind of figured that the Milestone Road was paved and nobody wanted to travel down it. But now you have creators that have a very particular voice that know how to tell stories really well, and you've got likable characters. And on top of that, you got the news that Static was picked up and Michael B. Jordan will be show running that entire operation. And reprints,
Yeah, that's kind of to die for.
And reprints of comics that haven't been reprinted since the early 2000s. Absolutely bonkers stuff. We also have Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to make dumb commentary on it. You continue your actually relevant points.
The other thing we had was Doctor Who Time Lord Victorious, a cross-media, multi-platform entire story told on the Doctor Who YouTube channel, through their comics, through their audiobooks, on very specific vinyls that were put out for a limited time. That I happened to get my hands on because I'm a filthy fucking, hoarder of things.
Vivian?
Yeah, that. Something that the BBC never does is actually pay attention to their fan base.
True enough.
Talking to you, Sherlock. and reward it in any way. So this was a unique opportunity for those that are super interested across multi-platforms of parts of the fan base that sometimes don't even connect anymore. You've got lots of people that jumped off of the show, stayed in the audiobooks, then you've got people just kind of enjoy the comics, and you found a way to unite them. And lastly, is in Tables and Ours and my segment, at the end of some of our shows, we like to talk about a comic that came out that week. And 1 week, we talked about a very specific book that left our other co-hosts absolutely boggled. And that was Batman 3 Jokers #2.
Oh God, we read that. Oh
man.
Not only did this prove that Jeff Johns can't read.
Correct.
Because if he read one of the stories that he's politely so riffing on, he would know the thing he's doing is just wrong.
He sure would, but alas, here he is doing this anyway.
Man.
We learned that Jason Fabok's art is freaking awesome.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And worth every dollar I put into that book.
Right on.
Yeah.
We also learned of 2 very specific folders that Batman has on his desk. Things, a running joke around these parts, especially here on twitch.tv/nerdcrusade.
Nice.
Thank you. That Batman has a folder for clowns and a folder for criminals.
Not just clowns. Missing clowns.
Missing clowns who's not seen Bozo in a while.
Man. Goes as following. Missing clowns. Binky. Doink. Bink. Bozo.
Doodah.
Kazoo. Have you seen these clowns?
Have you seen the clown from Batburger? Like,
oh my gosh.
There's a lot of questions I have, including who's pursuing a career as a clown in Gotham. That cannot go well, you know?
Hang on.
Like, that can't be a high-paying job.
Yeah, wait. Do you think the Joker has some sort of, like, monopoly over the clown aesthetic in Gotham?
Oh man.
Yeah.
He's
He
got
definitely
it, right?
does. I think he probably goes around killing any clown that shows up in Gotham, if at all possible.
He's gotta.
Taking my shtick, are you?
Which is funny because I recently came across a Tumblr post that pointed out that, you know how there's like a clown registry? Like, there's an official clown college, and one of the final things you do at clown college is you put your clown makeup face on an egg, and it is saved among all the other clown eggs so that they know that was your face and no one else can use it.
Right.
So the Joker doesn't have one of those because he didn't go to clown college, which means you could end up, theoretically speaking, with a bunch of real clowns chasing the Joker through Gotham yelling, "Show us your egg."
Show us your ID. And he's like, do you want to go missing?
Do you want to end up in a folder?
Do you want to?
Do you want to be a
end up in that
statistic?
swimming pool full of clowns?
Oh my god, it's fucking Jesus Christ.
You want to be a statistic tonight?
Listen, Batman 3 Jokers #2 was probably the funniest and also the most beautiful comic we've read to date on this show.
I'm trying to figure out if the inclusion of a missing clowns folder was a joke on the panel itself.
No,
I don't
listen.
think it was.
Okay,
The fuck?
so a little bit of
That book
backstory.
took itself too seriously.
It was supposed to be serious.
Oh man.
The other thing I learned, you know, just by the interwebs and that book being up for a while and people reading it, and reviewing it, and talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So this book loves the 9-panel grid, right? Famously done by
It sure does.
the people that did Watchmen,
And it's a classic look.
right? Totally. But now it's been ripped off too many times. Heroes in Crisis did it. Batman 3 Jokers does it.
Yeah.
You know, the other Watchmen series did it there for a while.
Not
Anyway,
well.
Point being, that there is a particular panel. There's like 3 panels in one of these issues that's just a raccoon getting hit by a car with no dialogue.
You're right.
No
Wow.
anything. And I'm sure if we ever get the chance to talk to Jeff Johns or Jason Fabok or, you know, any of those
That-
really, really creatively intelligent people,
Mm-hmm.
we will find out why the fucking raccoon.
You guys have a folder for missing raccoons?
Soft.
I bet he does.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, a person with not that level of creativity, what the fuck is the raccoon doing taking up a third of the page space?
You know, some metaphor about the callousness of Gotham towards its scavenging population. I don't fucking know.
You really are in school for philosophy, aren't you?
Binky hasn't
Shut
been
up.
home in 14 weeks. 14 weeks. Where's Binky?
And we're worried about a raccoon. Like,
Yeah.
a man is missing.
Not just a man,
Several
a
men.
clown.
Not just any man, not just any clown.
They have their
Binky!
own folder, man. They have their own folder. They're not just men, they're clowns.
And not just
No
clowns.
men here,
missing
only clowns.
Missing clowns.
Oh boy.
Whew. That's some gold writing right there, man.
Yo.
Oh no.
So yes.
So, here's the thing. Okay, we read the Three Jokers #2 on this show, but I did go read the Three Jokers #3, and I shared it in the following episode because it was really funny. But I'm gonna remind everyone about what happened here because it was absolutely ridiculous. So in that book, Jason and Barbara share a kiss. Barbara goes, "No, that was weird. We're not doing that again. That was like an emotionally charged moment or something. Total fluke." And Jason goes, "Frowny face sticker. Okay," and leaves. And then at the end of the issue, Jason leaves like this long, elaborate note about his feelings for Barbara and tapes it to her door. And then the tape
okay,
fucks up and it falls and it gets swept away by the fucking cleaner and she never sees it. And there's like a message in it that if you don't say anything about this, I'll just pretend this never happened. So it was the weirdest declaration of feelings to ever happen. Fucking the Red Hood defeated by some tape.
By tape and a cleaning lady. And now, because of that event, it's an unrequited love. Oh, poor Jason.
I mean, it was going to be unrequited anyway. She's like 4 or 5 years older than him and has her life together, and he doesn't even have a job.
I mean, once he finds out what really happens, he'll murder that vacuum.
Listen, I don't often come to my man Red Hood's side here. Okay? We had an entire episode debating which one's the best, and I did not defend Jason Todd in any fucking way.
That's true.
Right? I
Right.
defended a man whose name is literally Dick.
Yeah.
So listen,
defend
I might
Red
come...
Not Red Hood, right?
Right?
Even
I
after
might-
being bald and being a cab driver.
You... Moving forward...
Pretending that didn't happen.
Right.
Yeah, we all have to now.
Okay, so in Jason Todd's defense, he does have a job. It's called being an outlaw and shooting people for money.
That's true. He actually puts out an ad in the paper for that.
Mercenary work is work.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Some would also call
So,
it
like,
freelance.
my man's got a job. Don't just desecrate
It's not
the
a
man's...
good job.
I didn't say that.
Well,
Does he have medical insurance, do you think?
Do you think Starfire does?
I don't think medical insurance could help her. She's from space.
And also,
Um,
she's too busy getting railed by Dick Grayson.
Well, then.
medical
Generally,
insurance,
yes.
and medical insurance just doesn't cover that.
Bruce Wayne's insurance does, though.
Heyo.
Bruce
Well-
Wayne's insurance would cover anything short of actual death, and even then, he's willing to go for it. He'll take it to court.
Bruce Wayne owns the insurance. What do you mean? He is the insurance.
It's
Yeah,
true.
that's-
Wayne Enterprises probably offers insurance specifically.
No, you ain't.
It's
I'm
an
gonna...
everyday corporation.
Yeah, I got a question to ask for you later. But that is sort of the end of my my comics sort of a talk over for the year. Who wants to go next?
I believe it's Shino's turn next, based on the rotation.
I guess I shall go next.
10-4, my captain.
Table just low-key hiding behind being last.
Shut up, shut up. I was actually doing it so I could go get more Kool-Aid. Thanks.
I wasn't saying anything besides that.
Shino, my pal, it's on screen for you there, friend.
I see it. So, legend has it that this movie was filmed. This league. Legend has it there was 2 cuts. Legend has it that Zack Snyder was kicked off and from set, and he couldn't finish his project, and so they left it in the hands of Joss Whedon, who everybody thought would take care of the whole thing. But then we got the project that we got. That was no good. Now was it?
So bad we absolutely grilled it in our episode on it.
Yeah, we
so
did.
Bad.
My guy,
So bad the other directors.
My guy, we turned that into Korean fucking barbecue.
It's so bad that the other directors don't even acknowledge it.
Oh yeah, and I'm happy that you said that, Beastie, because latest news on this has been that now, because Snyder's cut is actually official, the Whedon cut, is that what you can call it now, no longer counts. That movie is now a scrap movie. It was just a thing.
It was an extended
imaginary. We made it all up.
Yeah,
it's the extended.
It was a fever dream that should have never been.
Good.
So it's gone.
But at least Steppenwolf isn't as spiky in that one.
Yeah. Well, dial it back, earlier this year, there was talks about this, this thing existing, and Snyder kept, alluding to it over and over and over, and everybody kept dismissing it as if he was just talking, blowing smoke out of his ass. But lo and behold, the thing is actually a thing. It's a real thing. It's actually been filmed. He actually took time to finish off the dream that he had to going forward when he first started the project, and now he did promise that we're going to get it down into it sometime in 2021. He said sometime in the fall, but hey, he finished the project so early that now he's pushing out for March. So as of March 2021, we'll be getting at least 4 episodes, about an hour and change each, which would be the entire Snyder cut from beginning to end, which continues right after Batman versus Superman. So if you really want to, you can go back and watch Batman and Batman versus Superman.
Can I jump onto your point here for a second? So apparently,
if you want to refresh memory, yeah.
On HBO Max, a service we just won't get here in Canada, because Crave has fucked them out of this market for sure. There is going to be the IMAX rendition of Batman v Superman on HBO Max.
I will say, apparently Roku came to some sort of deal with HBO Max, so anyone with a Roku television set should be able to get a hold of it.
If you got an Amazon Fire Stick, you're okay.
Yeah, if you got a Fire Stick, you can find your way around the internet. It's fine.
You're okay.
That's all I'm saying. You can find your way around the. That's all I said.
That's all. But yeah, man, this thing was filmed. It's an actual thing, and it's coming out. Regrettably, though, 2 things went down during the course of this filming. Ray Fisher had some backstage drama going on with Joss Whedon and Jeff Johns, to which a lot of people kind of dismissed over the course of social media. But turns out lately that the investigation actually has been completed, and they found enough stuff to kind of move forward. And so it looks like Ray Fisher was right all along. And there hasn't been any news of what's going down as of yet, but I'm guessing things will reveal itself as time goes. But I mean, it's a win for Ray Fisher. It was an action that was discriminatory towards an ethnic group, and so he took a stand, and here we are now. And it looks like the message has gone across, and people are listening. So positive things will be moving forward. On the other hand, someone else is still part of the film, even though she shouldn't be.
Womp womp womp.
At all her actions. She did put out a comment not too long ago, saying that she's so happy to be part of this. but I can tell you that nobody cares. So
I will reiterate to you the comment I put on Twitter. Don't follow me on Twitter. Follow at Nerd Crusade or at Crusade Nerd on Twitter. Much significantly more entertaining.
yeah.
But when this news came out, my personal Twitter, I put, "Who's gonna tell her that we'd rather see two sticks taped together with a crown on top play that role?"
That's it.
I would rather see an actual live chicken with a fishtail taped to it play that role.
There is about 200 million names on a petition trying to get her out of that role, but she's not going anywhere.
I would rather see Henry Cavill himself put on a red wig and play that character.
Agreed.
Honestly, fans are arguing that they want Emilia Clarke to take over.
I could be so
You know what? Here's the thing. Yes, under the explicit condition that they agree to write her well, because she got real fucked over in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
By writers. She got real fucked over, and she deserves better. So they better not do anything weird.
And you know what? They have they had an on-screen chemistry when Momo was there, right? So I mean, it'd be great to have them play off of that, playing Mira and Arthur respectively. But I mean, for a while we're gonna still have to watch Amber Donkey Face hurt. So that's the bad news on that.
Damn.
No escape.
Yeah,
that's okay.
No
Listen,
escape.
every once in a while, we gotta drop some bad news in. It can't all be golden nuggets here. We gotta sort through some turds occasionally.
Yeah.
The world exists despite our best efforts.
You know what? Amber Turd. Nice.
Nice.
I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
From henceforth, from this day forward, we should always refer to her as Amber Turd.
Or
It is law. Let it be written.
Or simply just Mara.
No, I don't want to ever, because I don't want to have to associate Mira to her forever, because that taints Mira.
Mira's a great character.
Yeah.
She can be.
So, Amber Turd, if you're listening, fuck you.
Listen, there are 1,000, probably 200,000 of creators and really, again, creatively intelligent individuals we'd love to have on our show in any way, shape, or form. Amber Turd is not one of them.
Never will be.
Sorry.
Never.
We don't let people
capacity.
that, oh, how do I say this before we get kicked off the purple platform? We don't let talent with that particular skill set anywhere near our show.
There you go.
That's a good way to put it. There's also there are some political disagreements that we can get past. There are other political disagreements in which the opposing party can, to be kind, get bent.
Yes, this is correct.
Tori B has a point. They jumped in when I was talking about Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill would rock that. Of course he would.
I mean, I wouldn't.
He's a very good actor.
I wouldn't stop him from putting on a fishtail and just put on a long red hair and just kind of sitting on a rock with shirtless, kind of let the water hit him, just singing. I mean,
dude, you're painting me a mental picture, and if you want to keep going, we're gonna have a completely different show right about now.
Hey man,
you can stop that right there.
That's where I stopped it.
We got some turquoise water, maybe a tail that matches. I don't know.
Yo, Beastie, what the hell's your news this like? What are you talking about this at the end of my show?
Jesus Christ. Well,
I feel that the harmonic represents my feelings on that topic.
And, jeez. Well, previously announced by BioWare, or I guess rumored beforehand, there was possibly a remake or a remaster of the trilogy of Mass Effect series from 1 to 3, and so they came to fruition. Hell yeah. And now it's real. So now there's a legendary edition that's been officially announced since, I believe, would have been yesterday evening. Yeah, roughly yesterday evening. But if people are interested, they can get the Legendary Edition of Mass Effect available for pre-order on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X, and PC. So fans of the said game can revamp into the series and see updated graphics.
Remind
all that
yourself
stuff.
why you loved it.
Oh yeah.
Sick.
Remind yourself why you
Bioware made
enjoyed
something.
most of that franchise.
Repeat, sorry.
Remind yourself why you enjoyed most of that franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Bioware made something this time. All right.
Something good.
Something that works. All right.
Yes. All right.
Something that has a plot. All right.
Jeez. Even though most people don't like the third one for
The
ending
game, all
wise,
right.
but yeah. Game. Yes, we get it.
There's definitely something to be said for media that has an ending so bad it invalidates all of the standing media of it.
Mm-hmm.
In which you're just like, wow, that was so shitty. I actually don't want to associate with the rest of it. Mass
But
Effect
then
slips away from that, but
Yeah.
only barely. It's like the
But then
How
you
I
ma-
Met Your Mother effect, where
But
you're
then
just
you
like,
make any. Yeah, go ahead.
no, I was
make-
gonna say where you watch a thing and you go, oh no, I've wasted my time. I've wasted so much time.
See, I feel you on that because they made up a follow-up game that was just not a game, and so I wasted all of my time on that.
Anthem.
See, but I'm on the other side of the coin where it wasn't obviously what we were imagining for to be the next game, but it was an interesting. It was still a decent side story, let alone it being whatever they did with it. So I don't mind it. I enjoyed it. I was able to get back into the world and also see what was happening to I guess the rest of the aliens in their storyline. So it was interesting to see from that perspective. But yeah, I don't know. But obviously, Mass Effect 3 with the multiple endings. I know the main basic ending. People were just like, I don't know. I don't like it. But I'm not mad. I played the game. I enjoyed it.
I need something to do, so I mean, Mass Effect's probably looking that way because it's gonna probably give me that fix I've been wanting all this time.
You
So
want to
yeah,
know
man,
what
with
won't
the
be giving you that fix? Cyberpunk 2077.
Shit.
There was high hopes for that one too.
Oh, I'm sure there was.
You know what I mean? It gave me the feels of I could have been Major, Ghost in the Shell. If for those who don't know, I could have been Major. You know what I mean? That's the kind of life I wanted. But I heard not too good things about the game. So
Yeah, and until they fix their shit properly, then it's still it's. As my one buddy has said, it's he's gonna pretend it never existed up until it gets fixed up. So
fuck.
Yeah.
I guess we have to treat it like Anthem. Goddamn.
Yes.
I don't know if anything's quite that bad. That game was actually unplayable.
Anthem just had
if memory serves me
this
right,
is
that game
unplayable.
didn't actually have
Anthem
an
was
ending.
still
Everybody's playing this game and it keeps crashing on them.
No, Anthem was still playable. Just people weren't happy with how it was.
The result.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, at least Anthem didn't include literally seizure-inducing lights. What the fuck?
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
wait, how does that get past QA?
Dude.
Oh wait, QA got fired after the first time it got pushed back.
What?
No, it just feels that way.
Oh,
Quality
shit.
control went out the fucking window the moment they pushed back one time.
Oh my god.
Man.
That,
oh well for that game.
That game will be more known for its yellow fucking posts on Twitter than it will for its actual game development of any variety of the sort.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody will care about the ray tracing, but we will still all make memes of the fucking yellow picture on Twitter where they made announcements.
Here's my big issue, okay? My fucking roommate's boyfriend tried to defend this game to me, and I was like, you realize it's buggy as hell. It doesn't actually run. It doesn't do 3/4 of the things it said it was going to, and also, it's stupid.
I
And
would
also,
say...
if I could add one more thing before you jump in and try to, help us see a brighter situation. Any game that lets me customize the size of some body parts in particular. Why?
because they can.
Yeah, but they can't make the game run good, and they can't not give somebody a seizure.
Hey, I mean, I'm not a developer, so I don't know.
Yeah. Neither are they, apparently.
And not a good
Shit.
one, anyway.
Yeah, sorry, CD Projekt Red. Like, you know, some of your other games, great stuff. But
I
this
mean,
one,
yeah, I was gonna say like Witcher like obviously had its issues, but at least they
I
went
Right.
to town and
Witcher
like fixed that
came
shit.
around.
Yeah, no,
And-
Witcher got their shit together and they fixed it properly.
Well,
It runs
fuck,
good
well,
on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be major with Magnum Dong, and I can't do that in this game because it won't run. So, boo.
Not on lower or sorry base model consoles. So
Man,
for
here's
other
what
consoles,
the-
people have been paying probably fine. Like glitches were like sometimes glitches were like not even there, but it honestly for on any base models, everything was just like bugging out or like
the
just
man's here
not
has
working.
the Pro. He's got the in-betweeny model.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
I know
That
my
Witcher
Pro was
was
still
for
having
him,
issues.
but that game is not worth $80 right now.
No.
Absolutely not.
That game is
Oh,
worth
I'm not-
$25 when it's fixed.
I'm not gonna put money on that on this PS4. Not right now.
Pass.
No, a big personal issue is just that it deliberately sold itself as progressive. Like that's the thing it said it was going to be. And let's talk about that weird fucking character customization for a second, okay? So, yeah, you can attach whatever genitalia to whatever character you want, and you can attach, you know, boobs if you want. However, there are gendered hairstyles. You can't have a feminine hairstyle as a masculine character, even if he doesn't have a dick.
That's boo.
That's
Yeah.
fucking absurd. Like, what
Times are
are
changing.
what are they on?
Yeah,
Boo.
that's a bit
Master.
icky.
You know, this year has been a sad year. You know, promises for games that have been made that have not come through. Looking at you, Avengers,
Hmm.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Disappointment. It's a hard disappointment.
No, it's too bad, man.
Tis in
So
fact
that's
too
why-
bad.
That's why I'm just looking forward to this remake for Mass Effect. So
Oh man, you got to remake a whole bunch of shit. These guys, like you showed me last time, and I'm never letting this go because I mean, even though I got the fucking game for free, I'm never letting it go. But like,
which one?
goddamn Anthem.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
showed me that they're still planning to do something with something that nobody wants to look at anymore because it's probably
It
too
wasn't
late.
good.
There was two ways that could have gone, and I'm glad you went the Anthem route.
Jeez. I mean, they said that they're looking to get some updates and make it look a lot better, and there's still an active community with it too. So,
Which I'm shocked. I should go back in and see what the world's become.
once this update comes through, I'll let you know because I'm not playing it, but
I
I'll
doubt
let
it'll
you
be
know.
anything good.
I
have
have to see it. I have to see it. I have to witness it myself. I have to because I put so many fucking hours in this thing with hopes that it will turn to something else, and it never did.
I put some time into it too, but not that much. But hey,
It
But
just didn't pay off.
to
Yeah.
segue into our the last person with some news, two games that a lot of people put a lot of time into and are both on the Switch now. Animal
Yay.
Crossing and Doom.
Oh, so if you weren't on the internet back at the beginning of the year, then I have no idea what you were doing because you sure weren't outside. The Backstreet Boys weren't active. Take a drink. I'm enjoying my Kool-Aid.
nice.
But it was such that Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal came out on the same day. Now, normally, there's competition when games come out on the same day. You know, that idea that they're going to be competing for sales in this period, especially now in this era where games are $80 sometimes. People generally can't afford to buy two games at once. And so if two games get released at the same time, people are going to have to pick which one they're getting. But in the spirit of generosity and kindness or whatever, both of these games were they went, you know what? No, we do technically appeal to completely different demographics. We're just going to be cool with it. And so happened the surge of fan art in which Isabelle and the Doomslayer. I can't do a cool spooky voice. Shino or Beastie, please help.
Slayer.
Doom
Thank you.
Slayer.
That'll do.
Okay.
That'll do. In which they hang out, have fun. The Doomslayer goes fishing. Isabelle gets to take out her Wrath at Islander nonsense on the hordes of the undead from hell. It's a great combination.
Or
and
from Mars,
you know what?
depending on which game you play.
They're from hell. It's just they got onto Mars. That's where the hell portal was. Come on, man. Keep up with the lore. I'm sorry, that was rude. But this was a real spark of just genuine joy at the time. This art, these ideas, this bizarre crossover was just so much fun. And people just rolled with it. And so did the developers. There's official animations released of the two of them. There's unofficial animations released of the two of them. There's a lot of great content in which Doom and Animal Crossing cross over. And I would heartily recommend anytime you're in need of a pick-me-up, you go. Oh, God, I had a second piece of. No, I was. Okay. On a weirder, much more recent piece of news, so we all know that the politics down south have been wild. But I don't know if everyone knows that on election night, there was also some truly bizarre developments in the supernatural fandom.
Oh my God, we're going there. Okay, yeah, I'm listening. Yeah, go off.
I don't have to go into it in detail because we've talked about maybe doing an episode on this. But I just want everyone to know that that night on Tumblr was one of the funniest experiences I've had in a long, long time. In which, you know, I mean, how do you get over sending one of your characters to super hell for being gay? Like,
oh man,
it's
that
like
happened,
super.
eh?
No, listen. Okay,
That
so
happened.
the car goes to super double hell. The angel
Okay.
goes.
No.
Oh,
the angel goes to super double hell. The car is straight and therefore goes to heaven.
and the other one goes. And the other one, well, that one gets a railroad spike ran through them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one point, God begs for death, and the one dude is like, "Nah, I've got a dog now. I'm cool," and leaves. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm sorry.
Like, Supernatural truly went off, and it did so on the night of the U.S. presidential election. And I don't know that I'll ever recover. Do you know it's now a meme format to deliver large-scale political news in the shape of supernatural gifts? That's a thing now on Tumblr. I keep having to see this. I am a changed individual.
Wait, hang on. I don't mean to steal a line out of somebody's mouth, but pause.
Go for it. You know how they're. Yeah, go for it. Sorry.
Am on TikTok. Don't try to find me. It's fine.
Oh.
But
Okay.
the amount TikTok went buck goddamn wild, including one where someone goes, "Are they, you know, Italian dub?"
Oh.
That's the thing.
As
Because you
code
think it
for
would just
"Are they
end.
gay?"
You would think Supernatural ended and then it was over. But no, season 15 is over. Now we're in season 16, the after party, in which every week there is a new reveal about what kind of fucking nonsense that show was.
What?
It's over. We should be free, but we will actually never escape, much like those characters.
Beastie. Okay, so
Hold on.
season 16, right? The
Yeah.
show is over. Like, they're no longer filming.
Yeah,
Season
yeah.
16 is a fan dubbed term for just the fallout of 15. There is just
it's all
so
the
much.
bullshit.
It's its own fucking lore.
Oh my God! No way.
Yeah!
There's politics,
It's
there's meta, there's lore. It's bizarre.
There's
People
the
have gotten
Italian
this cra-
and Spanish dub that, honestly, someone has to be behind those and did it on purpose.
Presumably. There's also possible that it was in the original script, and so the dubbers changed it appropriately, and no one gave them the memo that it wasn't supposed to be aired. There's also the possibility that one of the actors was brought in for additional, like, you know how often for stuff actors will come in, they'll record dialogue in a booth, and they'll just put that dialogue over top of the actual dialogue they recorded on set.
Yeah.
ADR.
ADR, exactly. I couldn't remember the term. Thank you, Greg. So one of the actors had to come in to record ADR of him crying, and from what some fans believe, this was dubbed over the reciprocation in English. This is the level of conspiracy theory we're at.
It is hypothetically possible. My apologies for cutting you off. It is hypothetically possible that one of the main actors of that show has on their phone the original take of that scene.
It's true. He says he had it recorded by one of the crew members because he wanted to have it on his phone.
Mm-hmm.
Which means the recording still exists.
Yes, for that one actor.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Season 16 is this whole back lore of the fans, just like as you mentioned, the after party situation of like, so what actually really happened instead of that last scene of season 15, and people just putting their shit together. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god, yo, this is wow. I've never seen. Wow, this is a lot.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is gonna become an episode. We have to break all this down because we did an episode. It's a really good episode that we did on just the supernatural as a whole, as an entire concept.
Mm-hmm. We did a split episode, actually, in which I believe it was JoJo's Supernatural Adventure, where Itty and Shino talked about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and we dished about Supernatural for a little while. I've thrown it in the chat for anyone who wants to check it out. But yeah, it was a fucking ride then, but we didn't even touch on half of what we could have gone into. Mm-hmm. We might have to.
And based on a recent recording that we did that anybody listening will see in about, a little over a week. A little under a week. My bad. I'm bad at math.
Just let me cry about it already.
I'll talk to you later about it.
Don't worry about it.
But based on that episode that we can do that and it can make some sort of cohesive sense, it's possible.
Jesus.
We could. And here's the thing, okay? Every now and then I have to go back to Supernatural's fandom just as like a palate cleanser for whatever fandom bullshit I've been immersed in for a while. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, I'm scared to go back for my next cleanse. Like, I don't know that I want to see that. Do you know how much weird wing fic I've been through? I've seen some shit, bro.
Wing?
But
what?
Like,
dude, one of them has wings, and things happen. That's all we can say on this platform.
And here's an explicit thing. Wings are never actually physically seen on show. You just get weird shadows or weird lights. But fandom has gone off on the concept of characters with wings nevertheless. But yeah, it's out there. I've read a lot of it. Don't worry about it. But like, I'm scared for the crack fic related to whatever the fuck went down in season 15.
Good lord.
Shino, my buddy, my pal.
Mm-hmm.
You still doing okay over there?
I'm here.
Listen, I know you consider yourself right now very much a Popeye.
Yeah.
Because you partaked in meat olive oil.
Nicely put.
That's a good way to put it.
Thank you,
I took in the spinach, yes.
Right, yes. So, sorry, I gotta get over that. 2 seconds.
We're with you, buddy.
How exactly are you taking all of this in? How do you feel about everything we just said?
Oh.
You went a little quiet there. I'm concerned.
Valid.
I'm gonna be a little honest with you. You said the words, and I absorbed them in. I wanted mental pictures, so I'm trying to get everything flowing in there. But then shit just like at one point you threw this curveball, right? And I missed it. and then it just turned into like this whole bigger thing of stuff I can't picture.
May
in
I
my
ask
head.
what exactly that curveball was?
So I can't even begin because there's
Was
been
it
so
the
much
gay
in
double
between.
double super hell?
So that's one thing. Okay, that's one thing.
That was
That
early.
Yeah, that was at the beginning. I remember that much. I was just like, so first I had to absorb that, right? Because like I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so what happened? And then like I'm picturing it. I'm like, so did they just murder off the gay guy like this, like in such harsh fashion that he went to
Oh my
like a
God.
different thing of hell? But hold on,
Okay. Okay, just
Hold
finish
your
your
thought.
thought.
but then
Sorry.
then we fast forward and I'm hearing something about wings, and it might
I'm
possibly
sorry.
be a boner. I'm not even too sure where I am anymore. I'm a
No,
little
it's just
lost.
a sex thing. Don't worry about it.
Oh, it was a boner. I get it. Okay, cool.
It might as well be.
I was right.
Okay.
All right.
To elaborate a little bit on super hell. So
Mm-hmm.
there's the normal afterlife, which at this point in Supernatural they've run the gambit of. You know, heaven, hell, purgatory. They've been there, done that.
Mm-hmm.
So there is the afterlife, or when you get removed from existence, you go. So that's called the empty, or functionally super hell. So the one angel dude makes a deal with the entity that possesses super hell, which basically says if he is ever happy again, he will just immediately get yeeted there. So he can stay on Earth as long as he's fucking miserable. So he then has a love confession to the one protagonist guy. And he's like, I love you. That's the truth. I love you. I care about you. And confessing his feelings makes him so happy. He immediately gets a do not pass go, do not collect $200, proceed immediately to super hell card. And he never appears again. Though he does apparently get out of super hell off screen. Yeah.
So listen, I'm gonna stop this conversation in its tracks. I love this conversation. We're gonna go into it detail a different day.
Valid.
Right now, my face is that lady with equations in front of her face.
And we love you for it.
Yeah, we do.
So, where I'd like to turn this is now that we've gone through some news and our favorite news of the entire year and some things that, some genuine things we enjoyed, I think it's time for just a smidge, if everybody's going to let me, a smidge in self-indulgence.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what I'm sort of offering is off the cuff, what is everybody's favorite episode we did this year?
For the podcast?
Yeah. On our YouTube channel every week, we put out a show on a variety of topics for those that are new around here. And some of us lead episodes. Sometimes we're talking about a show. Sometimes we're talking about two shows at once. Sometimes we're talking about, some absolutely bonker things in comic books. Of the 37 episodes we put out thus far, my co-hosts, which ones are your favorite?
I got two.
Ooh.
First one would be like our worst villains, like the most dumbest names that we could pull out.
Yeah.
Right. I have three of them. That one because I feel like we found our stride as to like how we bounce off our humor. The other one would be our desert island reads.
Listen, there's still a hill in that episode that I'm gonna die on.
and that's another one because it gave me an idea of how like who we really are when it comes down to like
Beastie, Civil War 2.
Exactly. I will fight you right now, man. I will fucking fight you right now. I will literally punch you in your short little head. I swear to fucking God. Bring it up, I swear to fucking God. Fuck.
And the last one would be are the worst, like the worst versions of our favorite things, man. Because like I believe with that one, we really are who we are in that one in particular. We really dive into the shit that we did not enjoy, and we're the most real in that episode for me. So those are my three.
Totally good picks.
Absolutely awesome picks.
Totally.
I'm still gonna die on that hill though.
Fucking
I'm not gonna let it fucking go.
Jesus.
There's a
Oh
cut
my
of an
God.
episode where I just dig into a very particular person on this show about exactly that choice. And it'll never see the light of day. It got cut.
Oh, man.
Oh my god.
God damn. For real, come on, for real, man. For real.
No,
those
Sheena,
were-
no,
those were
Sheena.
great.
Listen, we're gonna leave it alone.
Those were all great episodes because those are like those run the full gambit of what we've actually got views on. Everything from 10 for the Losers Club, which was our worst villains episode, to 108, which is our second highest ranking episode as of thus far. And the big thing is that those are just episodes where we had fun. Those are episodes where we talked about stuff we cared about and enjoyed ourselves.
Nice.
So now that you've got the floor, what is your favorite episode?
I actually am also a little bit split between two. I love our Robin episode, Pixie Boots on a Wire, Birds on a Wire, Fly to the Pixie Boots, because I won. I love Victory, so that was a great vibe. And also, Tim Drake is the best Robin, like, without a doubt. However, I also had an absolute fucking blast with our Halo episode, I'll be honest. Like, that was just so much fun. And I really, really enjoyed getting to deep dive into something I love. And the fact you guys were with me the whole way through was super duper great. But I should also mention that I also really, really enjoyed the off-panel drift or shitty, weird comic vehicles episode.
Oh my god!
Low numbers one for us.
That's
but
fine.
It introduced me to the wonders of Ulysses Archer, and
Okay.
I will never go back.
College fucking skills.
College
Skills.
Dude has a mention in Marvel 616. He's made it, okay? He made it.
He's a bitch. I hate him. I hate him so much. Fucking spaceship
one of my
trucker.
Favorite comic characters ever now, and that will never change.
Oh man.
All right, who's next?
I'll say some. I guess you know what, I'll just throw two, I guess. So I think the first one I like the most is the One Punch Man issue. What was it? Issue 20. Yeah, issue 29. So Punch cometh before the fall, which was an interesting aspect because it was like one of our anime episodes, but I was able to, I guess, review One Punch Man again in both the English and English dub and then Japanese sub, so which was like really interesting to watch, and just like hearing the differences of voice acting and all that stuff, but also like diving into the characters of which one was our favorite and just the aspects of like the manga itself. So that one was, I think, a pretty interesting one, and it was a pretty like one of our top viewed ones too as well.
Yes.
But it's a kind of a tie for me on these last two, which are both going to be the anime episodes, I guess. So issue 31, 99 Kishin, but a Witch Ain't One, and then issue 32, which Red led, a prodigious guide to Digipass and Digipresent.
Really?
Because the Digimon episode was a wild one,
Really?
but it's so fucking funny, and I loved it.
That was a good one too.
Yeah, it's just a Pokemon and just like regular man.
Listen,
when I
okay,
brought up one, I'm
so-
like, is that really?
Listen,
Digimon? You're
okay,
like, you know
so
what?
I went when we were recording that episode. I went quiet. Now, as our editor was editing that episode, they found in a video game, Digimon World 3, Ragnamon exists. It's got its name localized as something different. Ragnamon exists in Japanese.
I was just fucking around with the names.
Bro, and this man spoke truth.
On
I had to
accident.
pause and be like, but no, wait, that sounds like an actual real. That sounds like a real one. So I can't play off that like I just made that up. So I'm like, is that even a thing? And you're like,
Yeah.
yep. I'm like, fuck.
But the whole like, and honestly, like, because we did for Instagram at Nerd Crusade, when we posted a sneak preview of like just like the trailer bits for that, I remember just like seeing the recap of it, and I was like, yo, this is the funniest thing out of this episode because there was a comedic timing that went so well, and I fucking loved it. And it's like, on screen right now, I was writing mine. I was like, yeah, it's like shit.
Fuck.
It's so good. Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess I love the anime episodes that we've done so far because that was ones of like we can dive into another world and then we just kind of see the interests and peaks of those of this series. So I like those ones the most.
Yeah, we just kind of go off on those ones. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, we got more coming around, so
Yeah.
My
All right,
favorite.
Red, what are your favorites?
So, my favorite, now, again, you're going to have to forgive me just a touch of self-indulgence and fighting my own ego.
Poof, poof.
You know, in a number 2 spot has to be the Digimon episode.
Fair enough. You worked really hard on that.
Yep.
And, like, listen, it's you know, it's not one of our top performers, but I don't really care. I got to talk about something that's been nestled in my brain since I was, like, 12. You know, probably younger. I owned VHS of this series and watched them until they burned out. Like, that was a series that I got to talk at length. And you guys mostly followed me all the way through it.
It's true.
And also, I got a very angry text about, we said the word Digi 117 times. And that person's angry text is my favorite thing.
Oh my gosh.
It's just awesome. And the other one is, well, I've got a number 1 and I've got one I want to talk about. But the number 1 is the worst versions episode.
Gosh.
Cause like, there are opinions in that episode that a bunch of people decided that they didn't share with all of us.
Yeah.
And they voiced. And you know what? Fair to them to an extent. But also,
yeah,
that video was just fun to record. That was a super abridged version of the entire reason we started this show.
Yes.
Honestly, yeah.
Basically.
Those were the conversations we were having without recording, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That's so true,
And
actually.
so, as much as we love doing our, you know, our series deep dives and our, like, 2-part episodes that way, and, you know, our list episodes kind of thing, and predictions, those episodes will always stay at the heart of this fucking channel. Because,
those are who we are.
Right. There is no way any of us could have taught a lesson on Halo except for Table.
That's it.
We have an episode in development that without these other gentlemen, we couldn't do.
Absolutely not.
Table and I just do not know enough about this particular franchise to go into it.
And I will not do the research.
I honestly, gentlemen, I applaud you. I'm also not doing it. Sorry, I love you both. I appreciate your interest, but like that one, I gotta check out.
That's just so much, man.
Which one?
Is it the one that we're doing soon, or the one later on?
The one in development, yes.
Okay.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Like, there are a few things you could ask me to do that I'd be less willing to do. One of which is watch all of Bleach. I would do that even less. But
yes.
I wouldn't. Whoa, Jesus.
No, don't worry. I'll listen, man. I'll take you guys by the hand, and we'll walk that snake way, no problem. Okay?
Yeah.
Hell
We'll guide you.
Listen here, you.
Mm-hmm.
I understood that reference. And
I know.
I know enough. It's like, strings enough to like ask you questions that like mean some shit.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, I'm fucking lost, my guy. Who the
Don't
fuck
worry,
names their protagonist Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan?
Listen, so much so that the editor was like, that sounds so fucking stupid, so I'm gonna make Vegeta say that sounds so fucking stupid that he's gonna rename it something else. And so they did.
Ooh, if you're
Vegeta
around
go,
when
that sounds dumb. Fix it.
He literally says that though, Table. He literally says, that sounds so stupid. I'm not saying that. I'm just gonna call it Super Saiyan Blue. Okay, that checks.
Yep.
Moving on.
Tune into that episode sometime in the future.
Oh,
The
that's
other
gonna be a big
one,
If you guys have questions, let me know.
yeah, please.
There
If
will
you've
be
got
so many
questions
questions.
about this franchise, please tweet us at Crusade Nerd. Somebody will check it. Somebody will respond. I promise.
Someone who has
Mhm.
Twitter, yeah.
And the last episode I want to talk about is the one that's going to go up next week.
Nice.
Yes, that one was good.
As much as it's
You did a
going to,
fantastic job.
That was really good.
that particular episode was such a passion project. There is no other way anybody on planet Earth would have let me discuss that in that detail for that long of time. And not either want to strangle me or tell me to absolutely shut the fuck up.
No, man, that shit's so fucking interesting that I have like that. Since you know it, I'm like, you are gonna tell me everything you know.
That raw recording, and I will tell those the handful of people that are still sticking around in our live chat. That raw recording was 1 hour and 50 minutes.
Jeez.
Somehow, an editing needs to take place with that episode. And ooh.
There will be a lot of Kool-Aid involved in that editing process.
And it could have been even longer, as I had questions about the Brigadier that came off panel after. So
Yes,
I'm so glad I checked out by that point.
I chatted about this particular franchise for 1 hour and 50 minutes, and then they asked me 2 questions, and I still went off for another 30.
yeah, man.
This is not a This is not a joke. This is what he said. He just kept fucking talking, and the worst thing is, all of it was interesting.
And
Like,
it's still yet condensed. It wasn't even fully like fleshed out. It
was also clearly Spark Notes. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is incredible to what that whole franchise is. So I mean, like, holy shit, that alone could have been a series if you want.
I'm telling you
break
right
it down.
now, that episode could have been 3 hours long, easy.
Yeah, man,
Lord.
that could have been a whole series. I swear to you.
Honestly, I would love for that episode to come out in one piece intact. It is hypothetically possible, based on how much I threw out, and like verbally spewed, that it might end up too.
Right.
Red, you don't see me, but I just took a real long sip of Kool-Aid.
It's hypothetically possible, because we all know the length now.
Sure fucking do. But you also remember that once upon a time, there was an episode that on our channel is now known as... Fuck, what? Let me go scroll for it. JoJo's What If Adventure.
Oh, man.
Fanfic something. Fanfic is unreadable. In which one of our editors was given 2.5 hours of audio. This episode is 50 minutes long.
It is hypothetically possible to pull more out of that.
There's an entire other episode buried in that audio. Okay?
A lot of that's gonna resurface when we retouch that episode, like in April.
Yep.
Oh god.
Oh, yeah.
What's worse? what's worse is what's happening in the manga now. Just
I'm so
adds more confusion to the fire.
Oh, it's gonna be so much.
So to
Fuck,
hype up
man.
the episode that's gonna come out next week, we got very specific. There was an artist on Twitter that also loves the particular franchise we talk about, and we got their explicit permission to use as much as their art as we want.
Oh, I thank
Oh
you.
wow.
Oh, that's wonderful. Do you know their
Cute.
names so I can link them in the chat?
I do not, but on screen during that episode and in the description and in 100 other
They'll be
places,
there.
it will be present 100% for sure.
Sick.
Yes,
That's incredible.
Yes, that's important. Credit the artists, bros.
Yes, thank you very much.
With that in mind, I will shift to this screen. With that in mind, I want to thank everybody for not only making this year one of the most creatively satisfying years I've had in a very long time.
Yeah.
On behalf of my co-hosts and I, thank you for coming to our charity stream that we did, which was the first time we ever did something like that. Thank you for making
Which
this
was a ride.
we hit affiliate this year in our first year. It is possible for us to make money over the dumb shit we say now.
It exists now. The option is there.
Someone might actually pay me to, talk more at Beastie about his dumb decisions about Civil War 2.
It's your
Shut your mouth. We don't need to get into that discussion.
I had to go one last jab. One last jab.
Listen,
Don't
man.
get one less jab to your throat. I swear to God.
Honestly, I came to you guys wanting to do this. You guys were like, "Yeah, let's do it," and put our efforts in here, and we're here now. To be honest with you, you guys have become the most important people to me in the last 2 years, more than people that I know for 30 something years, man. So, honestly, I mean, as crazy and corny as it sounds, but I mean, through you guys, fucking love you guys, man. So, want to keep doing this. So, I keep looking forward to doing more.
I'll be honest with y'all. Sometimes I'm real bitchy about the fact that I gotta go do work for this. But on the other hand, I literally can't imagine a week where I don't have to just sit down at my laptop and listen to our voices. Okay, everyone hates their voices on recording, initially, right? That's a thing. We all just go, oh, I don't sound the way I think I sound. But
yeah.
Because of working with you guys and doing this, I don't hate myself on recording anymore. I like listening to you guys. I mean, shit, you have a literal radio broadcaster voice.
Thank you.
He's got a radio broadcast phase too.
Oh, thank you.
Red could be doing internet lectures for funsies, and Beastie pops on and has perfect comedic timing. Shit, guys. I could actually listen to and do work with you guys for the next 3 years, and I'd be okay with that.
I hear that.
Hey.
A look forward into what 2021 looks like for a brief second before we call it a night and call it a year, actually. We have
stuff.
That's true. We will continue to push out content every year up until the new year. We will be back. Let's see, what day are we back? What's our first live stream back? The 7th of January. We are on a little bit of a holiday break because the following Thursday is Christmas Eve, and we're just not streaming that day. And then the Thursday after that is New Year's Eve, and, well, we will all be enjoying Kool-Aid and spinach too much to even want to partake in anything like that.
That's the plan, at least, yeah.
So, we won't be streaming that day, because nobody can actually figure out how to hit the button after that much Kool-Aid.
No, that's forget it.
So, a look ahead. We have an interview lined up with a creator that has not only been on our best of lists, a book that I have been a fan of for a very long time, and something that we have talked that my co-hosts have allowed me to talk about in our book recommendation episode when the Backstreet Boys first started their adventure.
It's been a while, huh?
We also have another series breakdown done by my other two gentlemen co-hosts.
Who haven't got a turn at it yet.
And sometime next year, we will have Beastie conduct an episode just like the rest of us have.
We will make you. You can pick an anime. I will sit through any anime except Fruits Basket. I promise.
Why would you assume like this?
You watch Fruits Basket.
How the hell? Where did this even come up from? I don't even watch this.
I had a friend in junior high who tried to make me watch Fruit Basket,
I'm
and
sorry.
I was like, "It's a slice of life anime. I will not watch it." And they went, "You'll like it though," and I was like, "Absolutely not." And
No.
it sticks in my head as the one thing I refuse to watch.
No, there's
First
honestly,
off, it loses because its title is Fruits Basket. That's all.
jeez. Okay, first off, on my part, never watched it. There's other better slice of life anime. Second off, I can suggest to you way better slice of life anime. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
And as our resident anime expert,
Yeah. Kind of.
resident,
I'd say Shino is too, but hey.
resident.
Okay.
I'm a bit of a connoisseur.
Right. Okay. So you're
Yeah.
a sommelier,
Okay.
right? And Beastie
Uh-huh.
is a protege.
Sure. We'll go
You've
with that.
got you've worked harder, but you have less experience overall time wise, so it's a little bit different.
We also
There we go.
have later in the spring sometime will be a walkthrough like we've been doing for a handful of franchises over an anime that we have discussed at length on our YouTube channel. To which I can assure you that any editing of that particular episode will contain lots of Kool-Aid.
Oh
There
boy,
was so much Kool-Aid.
Beastie,
Oh yeah.
you must get your stand ready.
No.
It
It's
is
been written.
very possible that we will have our first ever recurring guest. We have crossover lines up in the spring.
Okay.
There is lots to come from the Nerd Crusade. If you like what you see on this channel and on our YouTube channel, you can find us on Twitter at Crusade Nerd. You can find us on Instagram at Nerd Crusade. You can find our sister show, which is what we call our regularly scheduled Wednesday podcast, the Nerd Crusade podcast, wherever you find your podcasts. That's your Spotify, your Apple podcast, whatever the hell they call it now. That's your Stitcher. That's everywhere you can be.
Mhm.
I want to thank everybody, my co-hosts, the chat, the links on screen, for making this year as awful as it started,
Yeah.
a great creative year. And I
Yeah,
wish
one of
you
the best
all
years I've had.
a great creative year ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that in mind,
We got
happy holidays from your friends at Nerd Crusade.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays, a Happy New Year, and we'll talk to you soon.
happy whatever you celebrate. I don't care. I've had too much Kool-Aid to be discriminatory. That's not
Oh,
true.
boy.
I'm never discriminatory. Other than societal issues that I cannot help that I have to actively work against every day.
Table.
Understood.
I will shut up now, Red. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next year.